was missioned to Folsom in the 1970s. It could have been 75, 76. I'm not sure, but I do know I was there until 83. I was missioned for the first grade.
1971 to 1974, I was the 8th grade teacher and also the principal of the school.
I think I went to Folsom in 1977. I was 8th grade teacher. I don't think I was vice principal. It doesn't matter. They were very good years. The important piece is the students and their parents. The parents are wonderful. We had a wonderful faculty, a very united faculty, and everything seemed to just work out smoothly.
It was such an honor to be chosen to be the first sisters to plant the seed of St. Julie in a new place. It was not only an honor, but it was a challenge because we did not have a convent, neither did we have a school. And so to take care of the convent, we lived in Rancho Cordova with the Dominican sisters. They were very kind to us. And the pastor gave us a car, but neither of us had a driver's license. However, I had one previous to enter, and so I was able to get a driver's license. And so that was the convent was taken care of. The parents were so kind. They lined our shelves. They put food in the fridge. They bought towels and made our beds and just did everything for us. They really wanted us to be there, and we were happy to be there.
I think at one point, the community was small when we were there. It wasn't as big as it is now. It's about 3 times the size now, the city and the people outside too. So when we got there, it was a very family-like community and very engaging. And of course the priests, Father Canan, Father Considine, Father Keeney, were very good, to us and helped us in the early stages.
A major meaning for me was the elder people in the parish that supported the brand new school. When we were there, it was a relatively young school and young children and parents. However, it was supported by the elder community, and I do want to remember them, not only in the city but in the parish, and they were benefactors and donors, not only to the parish but to the school. So that is a very important part of my experience there, was meeting them and seeing their hard work to be able to give to the next generation. Yes, my time at Folsom, my favorite memory are the parents that I found so cooperative, simple, very encouraging, not only on report card day, but throughout the year. Very encouraging, not only of their children, but the faculty. That memory is very vivid in my mind, yeah.
Well, a funny thing that I remember is Betty Dolan and I were watching the kids after school before their parents came to pick them up. And some of them were arguing or something, and we were sitting there thinking, should we let them take care of it with the arguments, or should we go up there and stop it? Oh, let's see what happens with them. So, there were things that made us laugh and, to take care of the discipline in different ways. But we had a great time monitoring the kids. And they were wonderful classes, darling kids. And it was hot at 3 o'clock, so a lot of them went home at that time. We didn't have air conditioning in the school, but we had fun times.
It was family. It was a combination of very supportive parents, mothers and dads, and then the students were very fine. I'm trying to think if I ever had any problems with the students, and I can't think of any. They were learners. We studied. We had fun. But the support of the parents was awesome. One of my favorite memories is when I was a science teacher as well, and I promised the class that I would take them to the ocean, to the tide pools. Well, kids hold you to that promise. So we went. The parents were wonderful. And you know, we went from Folsom all the way across California to Dillon Beach. I remember Dillon Beach. And the dads put up all the tents. The mothers did all the cooking. And the students and I went down to the tide pools and had a wonderful time. I hope that some of those students remember that.
I do have a funny story to share. As you know, Catholic schools have uniforms for the young people, and the 8th grade students, of course, are very creative around the uniform code. And of course, the girls were even more creative. The uniform socks were blue or white. And so the 8th grade girls on Monday wore all blue socks. And then Tuesday, they wore all white socks. And then on Wednesday, they wore checkered white and blue socks. And Thursday, the 8th grade girls wore all striped white and blue socks. And finally, on Friday, which was my favorite, the left leg was white sock and the right leg was blue socks. Perfectly happy, very simple, no problem, very cooperative, and again, just a moment of enjoyment.
And my recollection when I went there, it was a very hot summer. We arrived and it was 115 in the degrees. And so we, like fools, we went to the shopping center and then came home and didn't know where the air conditioner was. So we phoned Betty Dolan, who was one of the major people that are my friend that I know there, and we found out where the air conditioner was, and we were fine that day.
Folsom is hot in the summer. That's where I learned to love heat. When we were there in the early 70s, the parish church was a couple miles away. And so for any type of holy day or service, we would have to walk the 1.5 miles down Natoma Street to the church. And I'm glad now that the parish church is on the property where the school is, so that the families and the pastor, the parochial pastor, the deacons, the staff, the school, it's all one community, not only geographically, but in focus for the Beatitudes, for community service, for the sacraments. And I want to commend the parents and the bishop for having that vision of putting the people together as a parish school. When we were there, Folsom was 3,000 people. And the city planner told us in the future, he envisioned Folsom would be 70,000 people plus. And look what we have now. So my hope is that the school community will certainly be part of the town, the larger community, and the good works that they're all about. Yeah, that's my hope.
What really confirms what I said about the parents is that, and the school itself, is that I went back after 40 years and St. Julie was definitely there. They knew who she was. They knew how good is the good God.